I think the big thing that we're trying to focus our team on is, we need more players to be responsible to do a good job and get more ready to play winning football. I mean, it adds to the depth of your team. We need everybody to improve. And I think the most important thing about a good team is, are you going to continue to improve throughout the season? Everybody talks about you improve between the first and second games, but how many teams continue to improve throughout the season by practicing the right way, working the right way, getting more people on the team that are responsible to do their job in a way that you can count on them and trust them to go in the game and play in the game. And we have some young players that we need to do that, but we have some older players that need to be more consistent in what they do as well. So, there's consequences for good and bad behavior all the time. There's consequences for being a good leader, there's consequences for being a bad leader. There's consequences for every behavior, and it's not just what happens right now, it lives with you. It's a part of your permanent record. When you make an F in a class, they don't erase it. Everybody that looks at your transcript knows you made an F in a class. So it's a part of your permanent record. Well, we don't want those kind of consequences for our players, but they got to know they got to pay the price for success up front in terms of putting the work in every day so that we can improve as a team and we can continue to improve as a team. Dakota Ball broke his foot at the end of practice yesterday. One of those Jones fractures or whatever, so he'll probably need surgery on it. It's not the same thing Trader Priest had. It was probably 6 or 8 weeks. We're looking forward and excited about having the opportunity to play at home this week, and looking forward to being in front of our home fans.
Hi, Coach. I've got two, and if you can indulge me on one that's off topic, but since he's in the news being traded, could you talk about Trent Richardson, what he brings to an offense in the NFL?
Well, first of all, Trent's a fantastic player and he's a fantastic person. I just heard about that when I came off the field, but no disrespect to anybody, but Indianapolis has a good quarterback. They've got a good young team. Hopefully this is going to be a great situation and circumstance for him so that he can have more success and be a good player for a long time. So, the guy was a fantastic player here. Never had anybody that contributed more to the team in terms of how he played as well as how he affected other people. So I think any organization, he would be a tremendous asset to any organization.
Thank you for doing that, Coach. And also, back to this week, O.J. Howard seemed to really make an impact at tight end in the second game. And can you talk about his development with the tight ends in general, also Brandon?
And also
Brandon Green.
Well, we felt like, Vogler was a really good player for us at tight end. He has played well throughout the season. We felt that, we were going to have to develop some players at that position. Brandon Green was, the backup left tackle and probably our most athletic offensive lineman. So way back in camp, we moved him to tight end, and we knew it would be a work in progress, and we knew it would take time. O.J. Howard and Brandon has improved dramatically and played very well in the game. He's a good blocker. He's got really good hands, so he can catch the ball. He's not real fast. So it's given us two big guys that can play tight end, and it helps us in short yardage and goal line situations, and it certainly helps us run the ball. O.J. Howard, different kind of player, young player, very athletic, very good pass receiver. Has to get a little bigger and stronger, maybe work on his blocking a little bit, but he is tough, and he will try to get after you. And his athleticism is a real asset to us in the passing game. It gives us another threat out there. So, we're really pleased with his development. Both these guys are the kind of guys that I'm talking about. Are they going to continue to improve? I think how much they improve goes a long way to say how much we improve on offense.
Wondering through the first few games if you noticed if teams are approaching Amari Cooper any differently after the freshman season he has, and then if they are devoting extra coverage to him, how that positively affects the other wide receivers.
You know what? I really can't. I don't understand the question. I can't hear. I don't know why we give him a microphone if it doesn't do any good.
I'll try to repeat that. I'm wondering, through the first two games, have you noticed opposing defenses guarding Amari Cooper any differently after his big freshman season, and how that maybe can positively affect other wide receivers on the team?
Well, they're really not doing anything different to him. I haven't seen much different in the first game. You know, Virginia Tech played a lot of man-to-man, middle-of-the-field coverage, which is single coverage outside. You know, they play some split safeties on third down. So they had, you know, somebody over and under him on third down. You know, last week they were doing everything they could do to stop the run, and we were able to throw the ball outside. And he had a couple other opportunities when we weren't able to take advantage of. But you know, Amari's worked really hard. We look for him to have a very, very good season. I think we have more weapons this year with all of our guys healthy, and I'm hopeful that we can utilize all those weapons.
Just wondering how much more freedom does AJ have to change the play at the line that now as opposed to maybe 2 or 3 years ago?
We've always sort of packaged plays, and I think that you know, he does a really good job of it. We don't give him freedom to do it. It's packaged for him on a set of circumstances, and then he decides based on those circumstances what he should do. And he does a really good job of that. He's a very bright guy, really understands football well, understands what the other team's trying to do, does a good job of preparing. So most of the time, very seldom, do we not do the best thing that gives us the best opportunity. Now, sometimes we don't have the best plan, so it might not work, but it's not because he didn't put us in the right thing.
Piggybacking off that a little bit, what does a player have to do, a quarterback, to get that kind of freedom to come to you and make a suggestion? I think this play would work.
Well, it was one of the plays that we were considering running anyway. We considered throwing the ball in the down before. But you know what? I think that players in the game have a great feel for what's going to work. You know, so, you know, I was in high school, I was a sophomore quarterback, and I used to call the plays. You know, I've told the story a lot of times when we had one play to win a game, 4th and 12, and the coach calls timeout, and I'm saying everybody in town's at the game, and I want him to call the play. He's asking me what I think. Sometimes players have a really good feel for what's happening in the game, maybe even better than you do as a coach. So I always listen, and I wish that players would give us more information in the game. You know, I think pro players really make you aware, because, you know, if Jason Taylor comes off the field and says, you know, the tackle's sitting deep and the guard's sitting on the line, we should be running more me games, I'm listening. All right, the guy's been pass rushing for 13 years in the league. He knows more about it or as much about it as I do. So I think when you coach there, you trust in what players tell you, what they believe. And when you have veteran players that tell you things, I think you got to trust and believe in them. And, you know, I have a lot of faith, trust, and confidence in AJ. He understands the game plan. He understands what the defense is doing. He understands the goal line package. He understands how they're adjusted on motion and how they can't probably cover the pass that we threw. So it's good.
2 up here.
In film, have you seen Jim McElwain make any changes to the offenses he ran here? And if you have, could you explain how he's changed?
Well, I think that there's a lot of similarities in what he's done. You know, Jim, I thought, did a great job while he was here. You know, a lot of formations, a lot of adjustments for the defense. Always something different in the game that you got to go over and try to make adjustments to, you know, when you're trying to defend it. Did a lot of that here. And, you know, I think they're very difficult to defend. I think he does a great job with the players that he has. They got 2 really good tight ends, and they do a good job of running the ball. They got a couple good little backs, and quarterback does a nice job. So I really think that Jim doesn't do a lot different, but we did a lot of things when he was here. So we expect a lot. We know a lot about what they can do and what he's done in the past. So it's a lot to prepare for.
Last one, Mark.
Is there an update on Anthony Steen? Anthony Steen, his status for the game?
Yeah, he practiced today.
Is that all?
What do you mean, is that all? Well, he practice today, and most of the time when guys practice today, that means they can play in the game on Saturday. So, I don't know what's gonna happen between now and then, but I think he'll play in the game on Saturday.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.